Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So I tell you, Hillary Clinton is not doing too well, guys. Not doing well at all. Her numbers are starting to go down. Trump is starting to pick up in the battleground states. And a matter of fact, there was just a rally that took place where Trump just completely packed out the arena, and Hillary Clinton could barely get 200, just 200. And they were having dueling events. But, you know, the thing that really gets me is really just why you have some people out there that are still saying, you know, Donald Trump has no chance of winning the presidency. This man has a very good chance. Nate Silver, a guy who is very good pollster. He's a liberal guy, but he's still a great pollster. Is predicting, you know, Trump has a good chance of potentially getting it. So, guys, we're not out of this. I mean, nothing really matters at this point until the debates take place, because, I mean, that's just the main thing that we have to look at and we have to wait for. But what I'm looking at also is a lot of the stuff that's been going on with Hillary Clinton. Because you have Hillary Clinton's health that, of course, is causing a lot of her numbers to decline. And then you also have the deplorable remark, which is really just equivalent to Mitt Romney's 47% gaffe that took place, where he said, you know, 47% of voters aren't going to vote for me. This is far worse. She said that a large percentage of Trump supporters, over half, or at least half, of Trump supporters are deplorables. And, you know, the thing that I found really humorous was where you had Mike Pence on one of the major news networks. I forget which network it was. I think it was CNN. And he was doing an interview on there, and I think it was Wolf Blitzer asked him if he would consider a guy from the KKK as being a deplorable, David Duke. Because you remember the whole David Duke thing where they made a big deal because Trump, you know, really didn't care if David Duke endorsed him or not. He's not going to go there. And the next thing you know, the media ends up making a big story out of it, and Trump then comes out and says, you know what, I don't accept his endorsement. If that's what it's going to mean, then I don't accept his endorsement. Forget it. I don't care. Okay? Because you can't help who endorses you. I mean, the KKK gave over $20,000 to pro-Clinton efforts. So, you know, that's the thing. You have a grand wizard that endorsed Hillary Clinton. But I guess no one's saying that her followers are deplorable. But the thing they have to look at there, too, is that when Wolf Blitzer asked Mike Pence if David Duke would be considered deplorable, why would he even ask that question? Because he's making it out like half of Trump's supporters are, you know, followers of David Duke. It's just absolutely pathetic, but that's what the media does in this country. They are so biased in favor of the liberal left that they do anything that they possibly can to promote Hillary Clinton, even if it means lying, even if it means contributing to the deception. They want to see Hillary as the next president of the United States. Now, here's something from Breitbart.com, and it's pertaining to all of these people that attended a rally for Donald Trump. They have a photo of it where Trump packed the arena, and Hillary Clinton just drew like 200 people at a dueling event. So here we go. This is by Michelle Moons from Breitbart. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump packed an arena in Florida with thousands inside and more outside for a Monday rally. The news press estimated the crowd at least 8,000 people, not 800,000 people, 8,000 people at the very least, and they had a heat of around, I think, 90 degrees is what it says. Outside the arena where attendees stood before gaining entrance to the event. So you had more than 8,000 people that attended this thing. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton spoke at Temple University the same day in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was reportedly attended by less than 200 people. At the event targeted to millennial voters, she acknowledged a need to court the youth vote, according to local NBC 10 News. Clinton's campaign launched Pennsylvania Millennials for Hillary. Yeah, right. Aimed at showing support for boosting youth economic opportunities and dealing with college debt. By the way, further comparison. Hillary Clinton held a rally at the University of South Florida on September 6th that drew a 1,500-person crowd, according to the Tampa Bay Times, while a September 9th rally for Trump in Pensacola drew 12,000, according to WTSP 10 News. Trump declared that those wanting to come to America must love the United States and Americans during his Monday afternoon near Fort Myers. Chanting broke out in the crowd in response to Trump, USA, USA, USA. After a brief pause, Trump began clapping for the crowd and said of them, "What amazing people." "You know, Florida, I think we're going to win by a lot. We'll win by a lot," declared Trump. "I can say this, when Hillary Clinton comes in, she has very small crowds. That I can tell you. And I hope the press is covering the size of this arena and the crowd here and the thousands that are outside," which they're not, Trump said. Clinton held a rally at the University of South Florida early in September that drew a much smaller 1,500-person crowd, according to Tampa Bay Times. Clinton has a rally planned for this coming Wednesday in Orlando, Florida, according to WESH2 News. The venue and time were not yet disclosed. CBS News campaign trail journalist Sopan Deb tweeted a photo showing the size of the Fort Myers Trump crowd. And apparently it was pretty hot in that event. So they had 33,000 viewers on YouTube by Right Side Broadcasting. Had several thousands of people that attended that event, while Hillary could barely get 200. So, guys, I mean, that's the thing. You look at that and you're thinking, okay, how in the world can Hillary win the presidency when Trump is just packing out the arenas? I mean, he's doing absolutely great, and Hillary Clinton can barely fill, a high school auditorium. How in the world is Hillary going to win the presidency with such a low turnout like that? I mean, that's what I'm looking at here, and that's one thing that I think could very well potentially, I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm saying that it has the potential to really just completely go against all the odds that we know of politics today. And Trump could win. Because there is a momentum behind Trump. There's excitement behind the man. And no one's excited for Hillary Clinton. I mean, you don't have the Democrats all on board saying, yeah, go Hillary, we love her to death. We definitely, just love her. No, we don't have that. Instead, we have Democrats that are half-heartedly supporting her just because they don't like Trump. And that's where we're at here. We are at this nothingness on the Democratic side, and all of this encouragement, all of this momentum, this strength on the Republican side, where people are genuinely wanting and excited to make America great again. And what can the Democrats offer? Stronger together. Stronger together. Just like Hillary Clinton's pills. They're stronger if you take more than one. Stronger together. I mean, it's pathetic. And, I really have a hard time just understanding how Hillary could, potentially. I hope she doesn't win. I don't think that she's going to win. But I don't know why anyone would want to vote for her. Another thing that we have here is that Hillary Clinton was delivering an interview. This is after the fall thing that took place. But Hillary was delivering an interview. And one thing on here I read said that she was drunk. I don't think she was drunk. She's just, she's really just zombified. And it really didn't, it was just really weird. And she was stuttering the entire time. She wasn't able to put sentences together fluently. I'll go ahead and play the audio here for you. This is Hillary Clinton doing an interview talking about the New York City thing, and she just, because we had the explosions that took place in New York City, and also in this thing, Hillary Clinton just contradicted herself because she was attacking Donald Trump for exclaiming that there were bombs that went off in New York City when right after she said that they were bombs. So it's really just, I'll explain it to you after you listen to this, but we're going to go ahead and play it for you. This is Hillary Clinton giving an interview to various reporters on the NYC bombings.
I've been briefed about the bombings in New York and New Jersey and the attack in Minnesota.
Now, see, what did she just say there? I want to go ahead and point this out. We're going to break it up. She just said, I've been briefed on the bombings that took place in New York. Keep playing it.
Obviously, we need to do everything we can to support our first responders, also to pray for the victims. We have to let this investigation unfold. We've been in touch with various officials, including the mayor's office in New York, to learn what they are discovering as they conduct this investigation. And I'll have more to say about it when we actually know the facts.
Secretary, do you have any reaction to the fact that Donald Trump immediately upon taking the stage tonight called the explosion in New York a bomb and said that to the crowd?
Well, I think it's important to know the facts about any incident like this. That's why it's critical to support the first responders, the investigators who are looking into it, trying to determine what did happen.
See, so there you go. So now she's saying that she doesn't even know if it was a bomb or not, and that it was really irresponsible of Trump to say that it was a bomb. And then what did she say? What did she say right there in the beginning of the thing, for crying out loud? She said that she was briefed on the bombings. She was briefed on the bombs. I mean, guys, for crying out loud. And this reporter is just going along with it. Right after Hillary says, oh, yeah, it was a bomb. And then the reporter says, don't you think that Trump jumped a little bit too far when he said it was a bomb? And then Hillary agrees. She doesn't even know what she's saying anymore. I mean, for crying out loud, I can't even talk anymore. For crying out loud, guys, I mean, you heard it for yourself. Hillary doesn't even realize what words are coming out of her mouth. It's just a big, jumbled mess. Keep playing it. My goodness sakes. It's crazy.
Trying to determine what did happen. I think it's always...
We will make America great again.
There you go Trump, 2016. So, guys, I tell you, this entire deal with Hillary Clinton, she says it was a bomb. Then a reporter says, don't you think that Trump jumped to conclusions when he said that that was a bomb? And then she says, oh, yes, we should know everything. Trump always jumps to conclusions. That's why it's important to wait on the investigators to do their work, because we don't know if it's a bomb or not. But didn't you just say there was a bomb? Oh, no. The woman has been caught up so many times. I mean, I don't know if she popped one too many pills, for the pneumonia thing going on. It's just completely insane. It is absolutely insane. And this is the woman that we are looking at and trusting, that we're looking into giving all this power, the power of the presidency. This is a woman that we are looking into controlling and ruling over the free world to protect us, to be in charge of our government. We're looking into this woman who can't even put together a decent sentence. I mean, Porky Pig can put together a more fluent sentence than that. Okay? But, Hillary is really, she's, I think it's obvious that the woman has something going on. Because if you also notice in that interview, one of the things that she kept doing repetitively was, I mean, are you okay? Are you having brain difficulties? Are the connections not crossing properly? What's going on? She keeps saying, I mean, even Obama did it, but, and he does it all the time too, but not to, the degree that Hillary Clinton was doing it. So, I don't know. It's just really pathetic, the entire thing. So you have the contradiction that took place in this. You have the zombified, just emotionless expressions regarding the bombing. I mean, it's just so absolutely pathetic. We can't have Hillary as our next president. Can't happen.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program, the youngest syndicated radio host in the country. Great to have you with us. So, the thing that I'm looking at here, this is from Boston Herald, and what it's revealing is in this report that was released on September 19th, 2016, yesterday, a terrorist suspect that was responsible for all of these explosions taking place underwent a shocking change after his Afghanistan trip. This is by Dan Atkinson. Listen to this. From Elizabeth, New Jersey, a man who described himself as a childhood friend of the 28-year-old busted today in connection with this weekend's New York area bombings, told the Herald the suspect made a life-changing trip to Afghanistan 2 years ago. At one point, he left to go to Afghanistan, and 2 years ago, he came back, popped up out of nowhere, and he was real religious. And that's what his friend, Flea Jones, 27, said of suspect Ahmed Khan Rahami. And it was shocking. I'm trying to understand what's going on. I've never seen him like this. Police this morning released a photo of Rahmani, an Afghan immigrant and United States citizen wanted for questioning in the bombing that took place in a Manhattan neighborhood, and also, the bombing that took place in a New Jersey shore town. Rahami was taken into custody after a gunfight in nearby Linden yesterday at 11:20 a.m. The terror suspect's arrest came after investigations this morning, yesterday, swarmed a chicken restaurant and apartment here in connection with the hunt for Rahami. Elizabeth Mayor Christian Bullridge told the Herald. They're going to be in there for a few hours investigating not only the fried chicken place, but the residences upstairs. Blah, 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 blah. So, as we continue here, it says, in addition to the blast in Manhattan's Chelsea neighborhood on Saturday that injured dozens, a pipe bomb exploded in a New Jersey shore town before a charity 5K race, and an unexploded pressure cooker device was found blocks away from the explosion site in, I think it's Chelsea. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, 5 explosive devices were discovered at an Elizabeth train station. FBI agents as well as state and local police were in the eatery and the apartment upstairs. They were basically marked off with yellow tape. Investigators towed a black Toyota sedan, away from the street in front of the restaurant this morning. The mayor said the restaurant has been slapped by local officials in the past for staying open late, but had never been flagged for anything serious. So basically, as we continue reading it down here, ISIS is in the United States. I mean, that is very clear now. They have, this was an attack from what appears to be a member of ISIS. He went over to Afghanistan, had a quote-unquote life-changing experience. And see, guys, here's the thing. When Catholics go over to the Vatican, do they have a life-changing experience to where they want to kill people? No. If Christians, say, go over to the Holy Land, or anything of that nature, if we go over to the Holy Land, do we have a life-changing experience to where we want to start killing people? No. Doesn't work that way. So that's the thing that really gets me. Catholics go to the Vatican, they don't want to kill people. Christians go to the Holy Land, yes, still don't want to kill people. So what is it about Muslims when they go over to the Middle East and, they're in this type of atmosphere, that all of a sudden they have a life-changing experience and then get the notion, yeah, Muhammad wants me to kill people. You want me to tell you why? It's because if you go to these various areas where, Christianity originated, which would be Holy Land, that area. If you go to where, Catholicism comes from, which is the Vatican, you're not going to get this great revelation, hey, it's Jesus' will for me to go out and execute as many people as I can. That doesn't happen. And the reason why is because when they go over to these places, over in the Middle East, that is where predominantly the core of Islam, exists. Islam is from the Middle East. I mean, that's where the land of Muhammad. You have Mecca over there and all those other places. So when I want a correct representation of Islam, and I want to know people who, where that's not only a part of their everyday life, but that is what they live and what they breathe, is Islam, and I look at the Middle East and I see all of these radicals, how in the world are you going to be able to say that, well, this is not a big deal? Now, these people, they're peaceful. This is a peaceful religion. When, time and time again, I've read for you on this program, if you listen to my show for any, time at all, if you've been listening to this program, I've read for you passages out of the Quran that specifically talks about, how Allah wants us to go out and kill as many people as we can that are infidels, if you're a Muslim. I mean, we go to the Hadiths. Abu Daoud tells you to go out and kill gay people. And then we wonder why you had that Orlando shooter that went up into a gay nightclub and then just started open firing on everyone. It's because Islam instructs people to kill others, to kill infidels. Okay, so, the problem that we have here, number one, is that you have the liberal left that refuses to understand why these people do what they do. Rather than wanting to recognize this as being a religious issue, they just recognize this as being a flawed ideology that can easily be transformed through explanations, through, increasing intelligence, stuff like that. And it's not going to work out that way. And I'll tell you why. It's because these people that are radicals genuinely believe that they are to go out and kill people to please their God. Okay? So this isn't like, for example, just this mindset where they are to kill people for no reason. The reason why they are going out and they're killing people and these honor killings and what have you is because they believe that brings basically honor onto their life from Allah. Allah wants them to do that according to these people and the way that they think. So, the only way of combating it would be by explaining to them, here, because this is the best way that I can explain it to Muslims, in case there are any listening to the show. Let me put it this way. You had a thing called the Torah, okay? Torah? Yeah, Judaism was first. At one point in time, it didn't matter if you were a Christian, it didn't matter, if you would have been a Muslim or whatever. At one point in time, we would have all been Jewish, okay? That's just the way that it was. And then we had Christ that died on the cross, okay? And then that, from, Christ's birth all the way past that, Christianity started to form. And then we developed Christianity, which was the fulfillment of the law, the fulfillment of prophecy. Okay, now here's an interesting thing that I want to mention to all of you, because the Bible predicted the creation of Islam. It also predicted the creation of Mormonism. And let me explain how this comes about. Okay? The Bible talks about a thing called a different gospel. Okay? And it says in Galatians chapter 1 at verse 8, it says that even if an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one that we have preached to you, let them be under God's curse. Let them be accursed. So right there, Galatians chapter 1, verse 8. What is it stating? It states that even if an angel from heaven shall come down and preach to you another gospel other than the one that has been preached unto you, let them be accursed. And then what do we find out? We find where this angel came to Muhammad, and what took place. Muhammad took off running. He was scared of the angel. Eventually, I guess they were able to catch up with him, and he started listening, and they created the Islamic faith, okay? The same exact thing happened with Mormonism.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. 9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. Great to have you with us. So, yeah, here's another thing that I have here. Apparently, Hillary's been having more stare struggles, too. Oh, boy. Poor Hillary. Gateway Pundit reported this. Hillary holds small rally at a temple and is helped up the stairs. Hillary Clinton traveled to Temple University on Monday. I think we were talking about that earlier, to woo millennial voters. You have 37,788 students enrolled at Temple. Hillary had a hard time filling up the small room. Oh my gosh, guys. Holy cow. Yeah, this picture's going on the site, CaidenCowgerProgram.com. Goodness sakes. I'm looking at this picture of Hillary at Temple University. And that crowd is just scarce. That's crazy. I mean, it's a beautiful place where she's at and everything, but they can't even fill the room. Unbelievable. Look at this. Well, it's not unbelievable considering, we're talking about Hillary Clinton here. But she had a hard time getting up the stage. Secret Service agents, from what it appears to be, had to help her up. Yeah, so that's what was going on. So Hillary's still having, trouble making it up the stairs and having trouble filling up rooms. Another thing that we have here, nearly half, according to this poll, are saying that Trump is going to win. Voters on both sides increasingly see a Trump win as a possibility, and that may get more people to vote. Who do you think will win? And they have the area of uncertainty here. This is by the LA Times. And it has 45.1% of America thinks that Donald Trump will win. The other percentage, 49.7%, thinks that Hillary will win. So, yeah, that's where we're at presently. It's quite interesting. Donald Trump is enjoying his strongest position in the presidential campaign race since immediately after his nominating convention, and for the first time has started to significantly close the gap with Hillary Clinton on the question of which candidate voters expect will win, a shift that could boost turnout on both sides. The nominees have moved up and down in polls over the summer and into the fall, but until now, large majorities of voters, regardless of whom they supported, expect to see a Clinton win. That's now changed. According to the USC Dornsife/Los Angeles Times Daybreak tracking poll of the election, although Clinton holds an edge to that question, or on that question, Trump has narrowed it to the point that the results are within the poll's margin of error. So there you go. So Trump could actually be ahead because we're right in the margin of error here, where, I mean, it's neck and neck, basically. And, guys, like I said, these polls are great and everything to see where we're presently at, but until the debates take place, it really doesn't mean much, because that's when people really start to pay attention to what's going on, and we start to see, Trump's performance versus Hillary's performance. Because what it always comes down to, we hear it every election season, it comes down to the independents. You have 40% that are going to vote Republican, you have 40% that are going to be voting Democrat, and then it's that remaining 20% that you're wondering, okay, which direction are we going to go? Are the independents going to go to Clinton? Are they going to go to Trump? Are they going to go to third parties? That's what they look at. So until we get to the debates, that 20% is really just going to keep remaining in the middle. They're going to be going back and forth between Clinton and Trump. When the debates take place, then they will start making their decision as to who they believe would be better suited to be in charge of the United States. So, guys, don't get discouraged at this point if you think that, Trump isn't going to win and you think Hillary's going to win, or, whatever, because there's still plenty of time, okay? We haven't even had the first debate yet, and people are already saying, "Oh, Trump he's going to lose. It's not going to happen. Hillary's going to get it." No, we don't know that, okay? And until the debate takes place, we're going to have a less accurate understanding of who is actually in the lead, who has a better chance of gaining the presidency. Because, quite frankly, I mean, at this rate, Hillary could collapse on stage. She could just completely, her legs will buckle again, and she just falls right there on stage. You don't know what's going to happen. So if anything like that would take place, or where Hillary just completely, goes brain dead for a little bit, because, I mean, I'll tell you guys, that interview did not look good, like I told you, where she appeared to be zombified. Voters will see that in the debates, because that's Hillary without a script. That's her without a teleprompter. At these debates, she shouldn't have a teleprompter or anything in her ear. So when you look at it from that perspective, I mean, we can even go all the way back to, I think it was the first debate between, Richard Nixon and JFK, I think something like that. JFK put makeup on, Richard Nixon refused makeup. People who listened to JFK and Richard Nixon on the radio said that Richard Nixon won the debate, but the people that watched Richard Nixon and JFK on TV said that Nixon appeared really pale, sickly looking, didn't look good, and they voted for Kennedy instead. So it was because of appearance and the debate performance that decided that election, many people view. So really, it comes down to the same exact thing here. People are not going to make a final decision as to who would be better suited for the presidency until we have the debate where the issues can be discussed. Trump can present his opinion, Hillary can present hers, and, it goes forth that way. So, really, like I said, it doesn't mean much until we get to that point. And when is the first debate anyway? I don't know when that first debate is. Let me see. First debate, Trump-Clinton. The topics for the first debate are announced. We'll have to get to that either. I don't think we have enough time in this segment. We'll have to get to it in the next segment. But it says, they have the Vox.com has a debate schedule. Okay, September 26th is going to be the first debate. Okay, so that's going to be next Monday. Next Monday is going to be the first debate. Interesting. Okay, so it's right there approaching on us. It's going to be between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. It's scheduled to take place Monday, September 26th, 2016. The topics for this debate will be America's direction, achieving prosperity, and securing America. And that's what the Commission on Presidential Debates announced Monday. It will be only Clinton and Trump on stage in that first debate. The Commission announced Friday that third-party candidates Gary Johnson and Jill Stein have failed to poll high enough to qualify. Johnson was averaging at 8.4%, and Stein was at 3.2%. And the threshold for qualification was set at 15%. However, the Commission stated that they would check the polling averages later to determine who qualifies for debates 2 and 3. So there you go. So that's what we have going on here. So yeah, I had time to cover that. But we have the LA Times. They have another thing that we'll get to. Topics for the first presidential debate. They go into a little bit more depth discussing it all. So we're looking forward to the to next Monday when they're going to be having the debate. And then at that time, we can start making assessments as to who is better suited to be president. And I am going to tell you that one thing that Hillary Clinton lacks that I see as being a plus for Trump is that Trump is funny. He just is naturally funny. The way that he talks, the way that he expresses his words, the ways, I mean, it's just, he's a very funny guy. And Hillary doesn't have that sense of humor. I mean, the best that Hillary can do is, I mean, that's it. She can't do anything else other than, maybe buckle her legs and, collapse down when she's, feeling insecure. So Trump really has an advantage on her there. He's able to connect with people better than Hillary. Hillary's always had a hard time doing that. I mean, even if you ask a lot of Democrats that have been following Clinton for years, they will tell you that she's had a hard time connecting with voters and, just being personal with voters. So that's a strength that Trump has compared to Hillary, and that's something that you could definitely see also play out in the debates, especially when they take questions from the audience and decide to do it that way. So something to look forward to next Monday.
Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
If you've ever been looking for a way to invest your money, gold can be a very good investment. Let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is one of the best companies in the business dealing with gold and other precious metals. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and can offer spectacular information on investing in gold. All you have to do is call 1-800-932-4108, and they will give you the knowledge that you need to make an investment. Even if you've just been curious about purchasing gold, this is a great group that can provide you with reliable information. Call 1-800-932-4108 and also ask them about some of their ebooks, such as 10 Shocking Reasons Why You Should Buy Gold and the Definitive Gold Guide. These resources are great for anyone, especially those that are just curious about investing. Call 1-800-932-4108. And some of their products that they offer are quite amazing. I mean, they have the gold bars, they have the gold coins, but they also have this thing called a Valcambi bar. And this is basically just a little bar about the size of a credit card that can fit into your wallet, made up of little grams of gold. So anytime that you just want a gram of gold, you just break one of them off. It's really quite neat. So by all means, contact our friends at Capital Gold Group. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. Great to have you with us. So, yeah, they have a thing here. Topics for the Monday debate takes place next week. It's going to be conducted by Lester Holt from NBC. The topics are going to be achieving prosperity, securing America, and America's direction. The grandly named topics are likely to include familiar debate fare on the economy, national security, and what direction the country is going. Additional topics could be included based on news developments according to the Nonpartisan Commission on Presidential Debates. The debate schedule is set up for 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific times at Hofstra University in New York. So 6 o'clock Pacific, so that would be what, 3 o'clock? Would that be 3 o'clock Eastern, I think? Or no, what am I talking about? No, what am I saying? They're not in front of us. So that would be what, 9? Is that 9 o'clock? I think that's 9 o'clock, isn't it? Because it's a 3-hour time difference. So, yeah, something like that. What in the world is that? So 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific to Eastern. Let me see. I think I know time zones. Yeah, 3-hour time difference here. So it'll be at like 9 o'clock then, when the debate's going to be taking place. So you wonder why they don't do it at like 8 o'clock or something like that. But anyway, that's what they're doing. So I guess they know what they're in for. But right now, according to what we have here, you have the race to 270 also on the Los Angeles Times of what how Trump could win this race. If Trump would, because presently they're predicting that Hillary has 279 and Trump has 191, but I'm looking at this thing, at the different battlegrounds that they have on here. And if Trump would win Florida, North Carolina, which is looking really good there, if he could win Ohio and Iowa, he would be at 259. So he's going to have to work on getting some of these various other states to also go for the red. Now, one of the neat things is that if Trump could win New York and put New York into play, which would really be neat, he would be at 288 and Hillary would be at just 230. So that's something that we've been looking at. Now, right now, of course, New York has traditionally went blue. If Trump would get Pennsylvania, that would put him at 279, but he'd have to win all the battleground states in order to get that. Because Ohio is going to be a major factor here as always. So that pretty much has to go to Trump. Florida has to go to Trump in order for him to get that. Let's see. Because I'm looking at these various other states here. Arizona will have to go to Trump. Nevada, if he could get Nevada, that'd be great, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I highly doubt that. Colorado would put him over the top. Because I'm looking at these different ones. If he could get, because Virginia is where that other guy is from, Tim Kaine. He's from Virginia. If Trump could get Virginia, that would give him 13 additional votes. But that, from what is being recognized here, is more than likely going to go blue. I don't know. Hopefully, that would change around there. Of course, Illinois, we know that's probably going to go blue. Wisconsin's going to go blue. Minnesota, going to go blue. Michigan, they're going to go blue. So, basically, in order for Trump to win, he'd have to get Ohio, Florida, and North Carolina. Those would be the biggies. He'd also have to get Pennsylvania, too. So, because that would put him at 279 and Hillary at 259. But, you might see, just a complete sweep of red, too. We don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. For the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.